Hello, first 9 people. Welcome. Morning, everybody. Peter Bolland here. Welcome to Friday Reflections. And thank you to every single one of you who has stepped into this space digitally with us this morning through the magic and miracle of the internet and through your device and through Zoom. And thank you especially for supporting San Diego Oasis. Through the years, it becomes increasingly clear to me what a rare jewel Oasis is. And those of us who know that and have been around for a while don't need to be told. But for those of you that especially that are new to our community here, to our outreach, our educational, our system, our family, whatever you want to call it, a special welcome to you. Anybody here for the first time today, a special hello and welcome to you. Friday Reflections is our weekly gathering, 30 minutes, 10 a.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time. And it's clear that now a majority of you watch Friday Reflections in the recorded form on your own schedule, as our friends in the UK say, which is great. So however you are here with us, we love that you're here with us. Thank you so much. It's a privilege and a pleasure to be here. I'm here every Friday morning. This being human, I've been reading so much Rumi and Hafiz lately. I'm starting to talk like them, or at least like Daniel Ladinsky and Coleman Barks, they're American English translators. So this business of being human, it's what we talk about every week here at Friday Reflections. It ain't easy. It's filled with frustrations and setbacks. And so many of us who gather here in this program every week, this little family, you know, we're folks who are interested in philosophy and spirituality and wisdom, and we're interested in living better lives. That's a simpler way to say it. We're interested in wholeness, in healing, in what wellness really means. And it means a lot of different things. And that's, as we've come to discuss so many times here, I think that's what all the philosophies and religions are really all about. They are practical methodologies for moving you and I from fragmentation into wholeness, from dis-ease into ease, from chaos into serenity, from ignorance into wisdom. And who doesn't want that? That longing is what the very word philosophy means, the longing for wisdom. And so that's why we're here. And so we look at our lives and at the challenges going on around us, and we look back in the world's wisdom traditions, and we see if there are voices and messages there that powerfully speak to the conflict we find ourselves in here and now. And boy, are we in a bind right now. And we're seeing COVID numbers rise. And particularly because of something nobody could have predicted, and that is the Delta variant. And as new variants continue to develop, of course, among the unvaccinated, where COVID leaps freely from person to person, we're seeing all the numbers going in the wrong direction, hospitalizations, deaths. There are places in the South and in Texas where vaccination rates are very low, where there are no more ICU beds. If you get sick from something that's not COVID and need intensive care in Arkansas, they don't have a bed for you. They have to send you as far as West Texas. And in a place where vaccination rates are as low as 25 to 30%, like Arkansas. And you go into the Walmart there, and the sign at the front of the store is, well, we're following the CDC guidelines. If you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask in the store. But if you are not vaccinated, please wear a mask. And I've read a report yesterday of a person who went into a Walmart in Arkansas, and she was the only one wearing the mask in the whole store. And you're in a store where 60, 70% of the people in there are not vaccinated. This is great news if you're a virus. This is great news if you're the Delta variant of COVID, which can leap from one person's respiratory system to another in under 5 seconds. All you need is a quick, how's it going? And that transmission has occurred. So where I'm at today with COVID, and I'm not going to make this whole half hour about this, but I wanted to let this be our jumping off point. So all us vaccinated folks, and I bet that's most of us on this call, it's frustrating, isn't it? Because we have to put our masks back on now. And it's that classic dynamic that, the people who did the right thing. And I know we got vaccinated for self-interest, and we also got vaccinated for the common good. We did not want to be carriers, because the people who are dying are the most vulnerable among us. And so it's always a mix of self-interest and also the greater good. I know it sounds corny, right? But some of us actually like make decisions based on that. So we took this technically still labeled experimental vaccination. We took that small risk in order to push away the bigger risk of severe health challenges of COVID. And we wanted to help other people out. So now, I have to put my mask back on in the store. And you've heard me talk about this before. So I'm struggling with my resentment. I'm struggling with my anger. I'm this being human, right? It ain't easy. I'm pissed off. I'm like, really? Because the people who won't get vaccinated are allowing this disease to spike again. All the people who did the right thing months ago and got vaccinated now have to see the mask back on their face, now have to see business and school and other systems restrictions. And I get mad, and then I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. This is a good opportunity for me to practice, my experiment with truth. We've been using that phrase these last few weeks, Gandhi's phrase. And it's like, Peter Bolland's getting pissed off. This is an opportunity, my inner witness swoops in. This is an opportunity to try something. I have already shared with you that resentment is a luxury I cannot afford, because it costs me everything. It costs me my peace, my serenity. It costs me my sanity. It costs me my joy. And so this is, it costs me everything. So I have to let that go and remember a truth, that I am not the boss of the world, that I need to resign my position as manager of the Walmart or I haven't been to Walmart in years, but manager of my local grocery store, manager of the Costco that I go to. I'm not in charge. And I have to look upon my brothers and sisters with loving kindness, mercy, and non-judgment. I'm really convinced that is what wisdom does. I believe that that's true. That anger, it has its place, and I'm not saying it doesn't, and it's important. It's a motivator, but I can't stay there, right? I can't live. I feel it come up and like a storm, and I kind of watch it go away, and that's fine, but I can't stay there. And so that's why I'm so glad. I guess I do have one more announcement. That's why I'm so glad the full moon Sangha is coming back, because I need to get in a room and meditate with y'all, or meditate via the live stream. I sent it out of my mailing list. If you're not on my mailing list, go to peterbolland.com, join my mailing list. So y'all seen my emails, most of you recently, about the full moon Sangha starting up this coming Monday night. And I got an email back from someone on my mailing list who is in Toronto, Canada. And she said, I can't wait for this. I'm really looking forward to this. And I said, awesome. We need your Canadian energy down here. So that's one person who's going to be joining us via the live stream. But I'm going to be in the room at Vision, a Center for Spiritual Living in Mission Valley. All the details on my website. And meditating from 6:30 to 7:30 Pacific Coast time this coming Monday night. And believe me, it's been 1.5 years since I've done that, since we've done that. So I'm really excited about it. And I'll be honest with you, I'm a little off my meditation game. I haven't been as consistent lately as I used to be. And I've been thinking about meditation a lot this week because, of course, full moon Sangha, right, is coming up. So Sangha, again, means community. And it's one of the 3 pillars of Buddhism, according to the Buddha. The Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. And the Buddha was the teacher, and the Dharma is the teachings, the truth, wisdom. And then the Sangha is community. And so that's missing from a lot of our lives, especially in time of COVID isolation, is that community. It's what we love about Oasis, is community. Group conscience is always wiser than one lone wolf. I get it. Individualism. Yeah. Be your own, be lamps unto yourselves. Like Buddha said, like Krishnamurti said, don't follow anybody else's path. All of that is true. But in the dialectic of truth, that's the thesis. There's an antithesis to that. And we put the thesis and the antithesis together and we get to the synthesis, the real, deeper, broader, richer, more authentic truth. So yes, we have to be authentically, individually true to ourselves, but we also need community. And to check us against our own BS, right? Because if you're just in your own little head all the time, that has its own risks. And so to come together in community and get to that place where both are honored, individual autonomy and our willingness to move together into something that is very, very difficult to achieve on the couch at home with your Insight Timer earbuds on. And I love Insight Timer. I work there, right? Many of you have used my guided meditations that are free on Insight Timer. Just Google Insight Timer, Peter Bolland, and it'll come right up and you can listen to me lead guided meditations in your headphones from your device. I mean, that's been there for years. And I'm grateful for the traffic that those meditations get, but there's nothing like doing it live. And so I'm looking forward to that. So what is meditation? That's kind of what I want to touch on with you today. And I have a little reading I'm going to share with you in a moment from Dogen, one of my favorite Zen Buddhist voices on meditation. I guess I'll put it this way. I think the single biggest difficulty that newcomers to meditation have, is this. They bring too many of their own expectations about what meditation is. And then their expectations and fantasies about what a meditation is collide with what meditation actually is. And then there's a lot of disappointment. I can't tell you how many times I've heard someone say to me, yeah, I tried meditation once. It didn't work. It's like saying I picked up the violin once and I couldn't make a good sound with the bow. So it's like violins are stupid. I get it. There's a learning curve and it's tough that first time. It's actually sometimes even a little frightening that first time. That's why guided meditations are a great way to kind of, put the training wheels on and kind of move together in a safe place where there's no scary demands or judgments. And so that's one challenge, is to begin meditating. You should probably forget everything you think you know about meditation, and certainly leave all your expectations outside at the door. A lot of people come into meditation. Here's one of the expectations, right? People come into meditation thinking that they will be swept away in some magical, mystical, spiritual paradise where all their problems will be solved and they'll see God and, all will be revealed. It's like, hold on. Actually, meditation is more like staring into an empty shoebox and wondering, what the heck is this? So yeah, let's let go of that, all that bells and whistles, magic stuff. Instead, when you sit down to meditate, usually what happens is you just feel a weird itch in your leg that you didn't notice before, or an embarrassing memory from junior high reappears in your mind uninvited. So let's talk about for a moment what meditation is not. Meditation is not special. It's not magical. It's not altered consciousness. It's not vision. It's not thinking deep thoughts. It's not understanding the meaning of life. Meditation has nothing to do with any of that. Meditation has nothing to do with thinking or conceptualization. What meditation is, truly, is simply practicing and learning how to be quiet, learning how to be silent, learning how to retreat from the tyranny of what Eckhart Tolle calls the thought stream. It's more like a fire hose, right? Just shooting out thoughts, reactions, commentary, judgments, resentments, right? We've talked about that. The fact that I mask up now at the store, because I was noticing that everybody in the grocery store had taken their mask off. I'm like, y'all are not vaccinated. The unvaccinated people are the people who are also not wearing their masks. So I have to, because just because I'm vaccinated doesn't mean I'm not susceptible to infection. I just probably won't die or be hospitalized. But I love someone and I live with someone who is immune compromised, and her vaccine is maybe 50% effective. And if she were to contract COVID, the symptoms would be far worse. That's the reality that we live in. So I can't bring it home. So that's why I'm so studiously avoiding socialization. I don't go anywhere, like, unless I have to, unless it's outside. And when I have to go into a public place, I mask up. So all of those resentments that I was talking about before, that's part of the torrent of the fire hose of concepts, and they tyrannize us. And so one of the great things that happens in meditation is, and I'll when we get together on Monday night, again, all the details on the calendar page of peterbolland.com. You don't have to come into the room. I don't blame you. Live stream it. It's free. There's no registration. We're asking for a $10 contribution if you can, but we're not checking on who does and who doesn't. It's just, we're just, passing the basket, figuratively speaking, for the online folks, and we'll put a jar out in the room. And but come one, come all. It's whether you can pay or not. It's just a chance for us to be together and to do this work and experience together this, namely a deep relaxation. I'll take you into a process, kind of a body scan. We'll soften, and then that makes the meditation stage much more effective. And then I'll lead you into a guided meditation, including 5, maybe 10 minutes in the silence. And what you and I will experience together is this: that we will learn how to become a witness of our thoughts. And so when thoughts like fear or resentment or physical sensations or memories, those things come and go, and we'll passively watch them as if they were just a leaf floating downstream. And when you learn how to be what Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita calls the inner witness, when you can witness your own thoughts, you've done it. You've made the big break. This is the breakthrough of meditation. I can help you experience this the first time you meditate. Now, I'm not saying it will last because those thoughts will hook you and drag you downstream, but then you just sort of smile and put yourself back in the witness. And this is really something that I'm very excited about meditation, because I need that skill so that when I'm in the store, I don't go into judgment and resentment. I step back into the inner witness and I say, oh, Peter Bolland's feeling resentful, scared, angry, frustrated. Fine. I'm not going to delegitimize or deny any of those sensations. They are real, but they are clouds blowing across the sky, and I can watch them come and I can watch them go, and I can get back into the ground of being that we are. So meditation is profoundly liberating, but it takes a little practice. And that's what I'm excited about beginning with you on Monday. Let me share with you just a couple passages from this book here. This is called The Enlightened Mind. The editor is named Stephen Mitchell. So if you wanted to pick it up, it's called The Enlightened Mind and Stephen Mitchell. But it's really an anthology of incredible voices from across all cultures and all centuries. It's an amazing anthology. I've loved this book for 30 years. I want to read to you a little bit from Dogen. He is a 13th century Zen Buddhist practitioner and master, and his teachings on meditations really speak to me. Let me share with you a few lines from Dogen on the practice of meditation. Truth is perfect and complete in itself. It is not something newly discovered. It has always existed. Truth is not far away. It is nearer than near. There is no need to attain it, since not one of your steps leads away from it. Don't follow the advice of others, Dogen says. Rather, learn to listen to the voice within yourself. Your body and mind will become one, and you will realize the unity of all things. Even the slightest movement of your conceptual thought will prevent you from entering the palace of wisdom. Your search among books, sifting and shuffling through other people's words, may lead you to the depths of knowledge, but it cannot help you see the reflection of your self, your true self. When you have thrown away all your conceptions of mind and body, the original person will appear in their fullness. And then a little on how to do it. He says, before you begin meditation, take several slow, deep breaths. Yeah, for sure. We'll work on our breathing. Hold your body erect. Allow your breathing to become normal again. Many thoughts will crowd into your mind. Don't dwell on thoughts of good or bad. Don't desire to attain enlightenment. Let your thoughts come and go without getting involved in them or trying to suppress them. Think the unthinkable. In other words, think no thinking. Meditation is not a way to enlightenment, nor is it a method of achieving anything at all. It is peace and blessedness itself. It is the actualization of wisdom, the ultimate truth of the oneness of all things. In your meditation, you yourself are the mirror reflecting the solution of your problems. The human mind has absolute freedom within its true nature. So what Krishna in the Gita calls the inner witness, Dogen in this Japanese tradition is calling your true nature, that boundless awareness below the thought stream. You can attain this freedom intuitively. Don't work toward freedom, but allow the work itself to be freedom. When you want to rest, move your body slowly and quietly stand up. Practice this meditation in the morning or in the evening or at any leisure time during the day. You will soon realize that your mental burdens are dropping away one by one, and that you are gaining an intuitive power previously undreamed of. Little paradox there, right? He says, don't meditate for outcomes, but if you do meditate, there's going to be some outcomes. Finally, just a few more bits from Dogen, then we'll wrap up. There have been thousands upon thousands of people. I'm going to update the time because this is almost 900 years ago. There have been millions upon millions of people who have practiced meditation and have obtained its fruits. Don't doubt its possibilities because of the simplicity of its method. If you can't find the truth right where you are, where else do you think you will find it? He's so great. Finally, a few more bits. Life is short, and no one knows what the next moment will bring. Cultivate your mind while you still have the opportunity. You will soon discover the treasure of wisdom, which in turn you can share abundantly with others, bringing them happiness and peace. Dogen, 1300. Isn't that amazing? I want to turn to one other voice from 1300, our old friend Rumi. You know, I told you after that Rumi and Hafiz webinar we did a little while back that I had a ton of Rumi poems and Hafiz poems that I didn't have time to get to. So I'll be trickling those out in the coming weeks and months here on Friday Reflections. But I have a Rumi poem I want to share with you that it just made the hair on my arm stand up when I read it the other day about this question of what do we really tap into when we meditate? What are we? What is our essential nature? I mean, is there any bigger philosophical question than that? So I want to share with you a beautiful Rumi poem in his characteristic kind of irreverent style. I'm reading, of course, from Coleman Barks' essential book called The Essential Rumi, and this is on page 138. This is a poem from Rumi called No Room for Form. On the night when you cross the street from your shop and your house to the cemetery, you'll hear me hailing you from inside the open grave, and you'll realize how we've always been together. I am the clear consciousness core of your being, the same in ecstasy as in self-hating fatigue. That night when you escape the fear of snakebite and all irritation with the ants, you'll hear my familiar voice. You'll see the candle being lit, smell the incense, the surprise meal fixed by the lover inside all your other lovers. Rumi. This heart tumult is my signal to you igniting in the tomb. So don't fuss with the shroud and the graveyard road dust. Those get ripped open and washed away in the music of our final meeting. And don't look for me in a human shape. I am inside your looking. No room for form with love this strong. Beat the drum and let the poets speak. This is a day of purification for those who are already mature and initiated into what love is. No need to wait until we die. There's the key line. No need to wait until we die. There's more to want here than money and being famous and bites of roasted meat. Now, what shall we call this new sort of gazing house that has opened in our town where people sit quietly and pour out their glancing like light, like answering? No Room for Form by Rumi. That's what the Sangha is. It's that last quatrain. It's this new sort of gazing house that has opened in our town where people sit quietly and pour out their glancing like light, like answering. I should have called it the Gazing House Sangha, and I still might change the name, but I'm going with Full Moon Sangha because that's what I called it for years before, and branding and all that. So anyway, I'm over time here. Let me take us out with the gong. peterbolland.com, the calendar page, August 2nd, this coming Monday, if you would like to join us. And if you're timid about it, just do the live stream. The link's right there on my website on the calendar page under August 2nd. Take a look. And many of you, I look forward to seeing you in the room. So wherever you are and however you're doing, I'll see you on the other side.